I'm Dorothy, Patrick Filming. We're Toronto Master Gardeners. Here we have a mature weeping Japanese maple, and a lot of questions we get asked is about how to prune Japanese maples. So this is the perfect time of year to actually see the form of it and decide what here needs pruned. So where we are in southern Ontario with Japanese maples, often we get a lot of winter dieback, and you can see what has died off over winter because the new or the live branches have a reddy brown tinge to them. The dead ones are bleached white and they're very brittle. So the first thing I would always do is I prune off the white ones, or the ones that have died off over winter, and you clean up that way. Anything else would be where maybe branches are crisscrossing or rubbing. But the first thing to do is definitely to take off the dead ones. Now, before doing any pruning or after pruning, always clean your tools. And I use these antibacterial wipes and make sure that I'm not passing anything from one plant onto another if there's any disease on them. So this one here, for sure, just snap that off. And in here's another very obvious one. Here. The other thing you want to look for, any branches that are rubbing against each other or are crisscrossing, and there's a very good example here. This upper branch is the stronger branch, but coming out underneath it is a new one. So I'm going to actually take off the lower one because it's a smaller branch, and if I take it off back in here, you got it? That no longer is going to be rubbing. Here we have a perfect example of multi-branches rubbing. So this branch here has been rubbing against this one, and this one's coming up over the top. So I'm going to take off the one that's most damaged. Zoom back out a bit, Patrick, sorry, and then I'll also show you the other complication here. Also out from here is another one coming across here and crossing over and rubbing on this. So if I take out this branch, it gets rid of both of these problems, and I'm going to take it off right down here. Which removes both this one and that one. And this is a dead one. That's not. This whole branch here is dead. I'll just take it off right now. This one. Oh. And it's so brittle it just snaps. There. Clean that up. And likewise here, here, here. Now the other thing you can do when you're doing this is you can cut these up and just into smaller pieces and drop them down on the bed. I mean, this is good. It's going to add compost to the bed over time, and if you can be bothered, it does help the soil. So I'll do it with some of them. I don't have the time to do it with all. There we go. We just chop these up into smaller pieces. Here's an example of a stub. Obviously it's been damaged in the past. It looks like it's been broken off, and I'm just going to use just now to clean this up, taking it back. Just do some cleanup of the shrub to make it look better. Here's one here. It looks dead, but it's also got some brown branch on it. So I'm going to do the scratch test and see if it's brown underneath it's dead. If it's green, it's alive. So this is definitely brown. So yes, this branch here comes off. And this is growing and brushing up against the tree, the trunk of this tree. So I'm going to take this off. And I'll just watch and make sure that it doesn't grow and brush up against it any further.